Alright, so let's go ahead and start the vid cover. The first thing I'm going to do is lay out two construction lines, 1 8 inches long by 5 inches tall, so that way we can lay out an ellipse using the center point. So on my drawing, I'm going to just go ahead, I'm going to pick the center, I'm going to type in 0, 0 for my center point, and I'm just going to type in 4 to the left, and I'm going to zoom in, pick on the grip, and then drag the other one 4 inches to the left. So it's going to make that 0, 0 point be in the center. I'm going to start off by picking the midpoint again, going up 2.5 inches up, and then I'm going to pick on the line once again, pick on the grip, and then stretch that line down 2.5 inches. So now I have a 5 by 8 inch layout, and I'm going to use the ellipse command. So over underneath your draw ribbon, you're going to go to the ellipse, which is, I'm going to use the center. So when I do the center, the first thing I do is specify the center of the ellipse, and then I just pick the two legs. So that is in X direction, and that is in the Y direction, and that's going to give me the ellipse. The next thing I'm going to do is lay out the circle in the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to circle diameter, and that diameter is 1.5 inches. So circle diameter, 1.5 inches, 1.5, and now I'm going to lay out my two polygons. So I'm looking at the dimensions here. It's over 3 inches, and then it's on the X-axis, so I don't have anything else to do there. So I'm going to just use the offset button, type in 3, 3 to the left, 3 to the right, and now I'm going to draw a circle with a diameter of 1, because the polygon is going to be against the flats, so I'm going to have a 1 inch polygon. So go to circle, polygon, and then type in 1, and that's going to give me the diameter. I'm going to go to polygon. It is 6 sides, so I'm going to type in 6, specify the center of the polygon, and make sure it's circumscribed about the circle. So with that, I'm going to pick the top quadrant of the circle, and now I'm going to erase the circle, and I'm going to go ahead and erase a line. And I'm going to show you the mirror command. I'm going to go ahead and erase that. I don't need it. So the mirror command allows us to make a copy of our object using like a mirror or mirror plane. So I'm going to pick the polygon that I have here. I'm going to pick just like the 0, 0 point, and then I'm just going to either drag my mouse up or down. As long as I have ortho on, it's going to automatically go over to the left. If my ortho is not on, you're going to see it kind of fly around there. So you're going to have to specify like another point on the mirror. So I could pick the end point of this line right here, and that's going to allow that to lock in and keep it exactly 180 degrees. So it says, do I want to delete my source objects? I do not. I want to keep them both on there. So that gives me the two polygons. And I'm going to use that same mirror command for the little holes right here that I'm getting ready to create. So when I look at this right here, I'm looking at the circle that's in the middle. So they're giving us a radius of 0.75, and I'm looking at the center. They're located at 0.75 off of the x-axis and 1 inch off of the y. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my offset and type in 0.75. So make sure that when you use the offset button, you type in the value that you want to offset. So 0.75 is off the x and 1 inch is off the y. So that's going to give me an intersection where I'm going to draw my first circle. So the circle I'm going to draw has a radius of 0.75. So picking this as my intersection, type in 0.75 for the radius, and that's going to locate that. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that circle back to those two lines, and I'm going to erase that one right there. So the next thing I need to do is lay out a line that is 0.25 from the center. So this is just kind of like finding the center point of the little smaller circles that have the radius of 0.25. So I'm going to draw a line over 0.25, and I'm going to turn my ortho back on. So over 0.25, and draw another one up 0.25. Alright, and that locates the center of that circle. So I'm going to go back to circle radius, pick that right there, and type in 0.25 for the radius. Do that again up at the top. Alright, and now I'm going to offset all of these, or the two lines in the arc. I'm going to offset that 0.25 because that is the spacing. So if this radius is 0.25, then the lines are going to also be located 0.25. So I'm just clicking on the arc and the lines that I already have drawn and offsetting those. So I don't need those anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and erase those. I don't need the center of those, so I'm going to erase that. And I'm going to finish this up by just trimming everything, then the trim all. So trim, hit enter to make everything trimmable, and I'm going to get rid of those two arcs. So what I'm going to do now is mirror. I'm going to mirror all of that little opening there. I'm going to pick like the center and then pull straight down, and that's going to copy it over to the left. I do not want to delete it, so I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to mirror both of these to the top. So this time I'm going to pick the center again, and then I'm going to drag to the right. Click on that. Do not want to erase it. Hit enter. So finishing this up, erase these two lines, and that is the completion of the vent cover.